Yo, 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 mic check. Am I good now? Y'all can hear me? Mic check, mic check. I'm good now. How y'all doing? Like I was saying, hope everybody had a great week. Hope everybody having a good weekend so far. So yeah, this is gonna be my live review for Lies of P. Usually, I do my reviews in a recorded format. I record the review, I upload it. That's usually what I do. But I got tired of doing that. I don't know why. I just got real lazy, to be honest with you. And people been asking me when I'm gonna start doing reviews again. And I've been saying, like, oh, I'm gonna start doing it again. But I don't know why. But like the thought of doing a review just annoys me to the point where I'm like, it just feels like, and it's like I'm a writer. Like that's actual my real profession. Like I'm an editor writer. So that's what I do naturally. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like by the time I'm ready to do a review, it's so like way past the time of the game release, so the review is kind of less relevant. Even though I know people want to know my thoughts, but I just like I guess lose interest. So I like doing everything live now. I don't like pre-recording anything. Anything I pre-record, I do it in one take. But I just like, making things very easy and streamlined and seamless for me. That's why I was like, let me just do or try out a live review where it's more of a conversation where I'm just talking about the game and not like, the typical conventional review format. I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm doing it in this way. So if people like this, if I like it, going forward, this is what my reviews are going to be like. This is going to be the format. So so first, this is actually me. This is not pre-recorded, as you can see. This is literally me controlling the character. So I just want to go over like my thoughts on the game. The screen might go black for a second for y'all. Hold on, I'm trying to bring up the chat so I can see it. Okay, cool. Um, so yeah, I just want to go over, my thoughts on story, the gameplay, the systems, and actually talk about each little thing and probably just, play some of the game. Because even though there's plenty of game footage out there, I'm sure people, still want to see some gameplay in a review. So, first of all, let's talk about the story, get that out the way. The story is a twist on the story of Pinocchio. Now, I really like this because a lot of like fairy tales and nursery rhymes, a lot of stuff that Disney owns right now have like really dark origins. A lot of these fairy tales and like children's stories, they have dark origins. They're just twisted to be this kind of fluffy, nice story to be a Disney property. But a lot of them have, like I said, very dark origins and they originate as stories that not necessarily appropriate for children. So I really like seeing these dark takes on fairy tales, and on just on these stories. A lot of people have been doing it in video game. Well, they've done it more in movies and TV shows than they have in video games. So that's essentially what it's about. Just a dark twist on Pinocchio, and I did actually enjoy the story, right? Because here's the thing. Let me just go out and I guess kill some puppets. By the way, I am this is actually new game plus and I have 97 percent of the trophies. I'm only missing one. I have to beat the game, which is what I'm doing right now on this one. I have to beat the game uh again and one more time and pretty much tell all the lies for the special for one of the special weapons that you get for just telling complete lies. So that's the only reason. That's the only trophy I still need to get. And the reason I really let me go here. The reason I really like this story, and this is not me trying to like shit on From Software, but we all know From Software likes to tell stories very indirectly. They like to tell this very coded narrative and story to the point where you have to decipher everything. Oh, wait, y'all might not even be hearing the sound. Hold on, we gotta switch the sound for the gameplay. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta to completely understand a story that's crafted from software. You got to do all this digging. You know, you got to analyze the NPCs. You just really got to go out of your way. You know, people literally make college dissertation videos and breakdowns to be able to understand a From Software story. You know, whether it be Dark Souls or Elden Ring. By the way, let me know if the gameplay sound is too loud. It shouldn't be though. But yeah, you just really have to go out your way because everything is just nebulous and coded, and it's like you have to decipher it to completely understand. Oh, so what's happening in this game? Besides the fact that I love killing bosses, that's why and love the challenge. That's why I love Souls games. But in From Software games, it's like, bro, does everything have to be this puzzle? Does every NPC have to talk in this coded language that I have to decipher? And it's like they're just talking in circles and not actually saying anything. Like this like almost mysterious element they have to their games. And I think I personally think it's a little bit obnoxious. And a lot of people think that because something sounds complex and you don't understand it, that means it's good writing. But if people have to create these hour-long videos just to explain to the layman's person what your story is about or what even happened in the game, a little bit of that onus is on you that we are not crafting a understandable story. I'm not saying you should compromise your vision and your writing, but you should write to at least where most of the audience, maybe with a little bit of deeper digging, can just understand what's going on. That's not the case with most games from Software. People don't know what the hell is going on in them stories. 90% of people. That's fact, right? And in Lies of P, it's straightforward. It's not like this super simple, like just surface level story. It has its different pillars and its different elements. But it's like this perfect balance of you can actually listen to what the NPCs are saying. You can listen to the direct narrative and understand exactly what's happening in the story. Right? They actually crafted a story that they invested in, like the lore and the world, but it's something that the average person can just can just hear and, okay, I get it. I understand. And I really like the NPCs in this game. Usually NPCs are just tools, a means to an end. I really like the NPCs in this game. I think they did a really good job just giving them relevance, giving them backstory. Just a lot of, like, some of them serve as a tool to items and weapons and stuff like that, but they also gave them a relevant reason and justification why they're there outside of that. They play into the stories, the side quests. They tie into all of that stuff. So they did a really good job that these NPCs just make sense in the world. So, and this game being made by NeoWiz, a studio that I've never heard of prior, it's just really impressive what they've done. I'm just overall really impressed by this game. It's one of my favorite games of the year, and this is the sleeper. I think this is the sleeper hit of the year. It should be, because this game does everything right. It's one of those games where I don't know if it's going to get the recognition it deserves. Listen, I enjoyed this game more than I enjoyed Elden Ring, because this game is long. By the way, it's long in comparison to, like, I'm trying to think, like, in comparison to other Souls games. I do feel like it's long. It's definitely, I feel like it's longer than Bloodborne. Obviously, nothing's longer than Elden Ring. The Souls games, other Souls games like Dark Souls, it's longer than Sekiro. I feel. I feel, it's. I think like 30 to 40 hours, but I don't know, something about it almost makes it feel longer than that. But it's, it's you're getting your money's worth. And I don't know if this game is going to get, like, I think it's overall a better game than Elden Ring. Like, it's not this, obviously it's not an open world Souls game like that is, and I get why Elden Ring gets its praise, but I think overall, when it comes to story, definitely performance, this is probably the best as far as, like, performance and visuals go. It's probably the best Souls games we've had since the Demon Souls remake, because From Software, they're not the best technically. Their games usually come out with some type of issue, some type of performance problem. This right now, this is on PS5. I played it on PC. There's, like, this might be like the cleanest. There's no bugs, no glitches, no real issues. It's just clean, bro. It's clean. So they deserve some awards, man. They really deserve some recognition. The game is in Game Pass. This is not a shot at Game Pass, but I don't think most people who played in Game Pass are going to beat it, because Game Pass is, as people will admit, it's this place to try out different games and test them out if you want. They don't necessarily have to commit to it. So it's not like everybody who plays it is going to be this person who is really invested in the Souls games. So I don't think a lot of people on there are going to beat it, and I don't think, the purpose of putting a game like this into Game Pass is to give it more exposure. But I still don't feel like that, I feel like it's almost going to have the opposite effect, because even though Elden Ring, still, like, broke down, like, the barriers and this veil of the fear of difficulty with Souls games, I still feel like other Souls games aren't going to benefit from Elden Ring's success as much as they should. Because if Elden Ring sold 20 million, and it in such a short time, and it was like this runaway game of the year, when I play these other Souls games, I'm like, bro, there's no reason Lies of P shouldn't get the same reception, or the same type of, like, attention. Maybe not the exact same reception, but it should get the high praise that Elden Ring got. It should get, like, the same high praise. So I've been lushing over this game, more and more every week, especially on the podcast. When I first started playing it, I was, I honestly thought, like, oh, this is just going to be a kind of an atypical by the books Souls game. The farther I got into the game, I was like, this is way more than that. This is way more than just some Bloodborne clone or spiritual successor, right? It's obviously inspired by it, but this game, like, mechanically, way deeper than Bloodborne. One thing I've said about, like, Bloodborne is, like, it's very entry level Souls. It's like they purposely stripped away some things in Bloodborne to make it accessible, right? There's not really any magic or any like builds don't matter that much in Bloodborne as it did in some other Souls game if you wanted to be specialized in a certain play style. So they tried to they kind of did dumb it down and make it accessible. Okay, fine. And they made it like completely offensive. Like that Bloodborne is all about offense. This game is kind of like Bloodborne and Sekiro because defense and your reaction matters, right? Because in this game, if you don't perfect the perfect block, and I'm going to get into more mechanics, if you don't perfect the perfect block, you're going to have a very hard time in this game. You can't get through this game without learning how to perfect block and learning enemy patterns, mainly bosses. You know, the regular enemies, it's whatever. Oh, I'm actually coming up on a mini boss right now, I think. Yeah, it's a mini boss right here. I think no matter what answer, because I've beaten this twice. No matter what answer you give, I'm pretty sure she fights you. I'm pretty sure she does. And I'm doing a lie playthrough right now, so I need to tell a lie. I'm trying to remember which answer is the lie before I think telling her that I'm a stalker is the lie. I think it is. Let me see. Hold on, let me check. I think giving the stalker greeting is the lie. I'm pretty sure. That should be the lie. Lies determines if you get certain items, if certain things happen in the game. You know, truths do the same thing. Oh, she's not going to fight me? I could have sworn I picked that. I could have sworn in my first playthrough I picked that, and then my other playthrough I picked the other one, and she still tried to fight me. I still want to fight her though. And here's another thing I've actually never done. I've never attacked an NPC that wasn't aggressive towards me. Right? Because you can kill some NPCs. That's story related, but I've never attacked an NPC that hasn't attacked me. So I assume if I attack her right now, then the mini boss fight will start. Let me see. Hold on. What? Oh, you can't? Oh, so you have to choose the other option to fight? Oh. So wait, can you kill NPCs that don't attack you? Because that's something I haven't tried. I because I wonder if you can kill like Alidoro before that certain part or anybody else. I guess not. So that's how you skip out on this boss fight. So yeah, I really like like I said, I really like the story and what they did with it, the world, and everything like that. Visually, I'm really impressed by this game. I'm on console right now, like I said, I'm on PS5, and I'm really impressed by this game. Right, this game, as far as I understand, there's no ray tracing, and I've seen it on PC. Of course, when you have it all, all the settings up on PC, clearly you could see a difference, and it does look better, right? But like, especially at the hotel, bro. Damn, I should have hit hotel. I don't think I hit hotel. Come back after. Oh, so I can come back to fight her after the next boss. Okay, yeah. And the game has like certain intricacies where, like, oh, if you kill a boss and then don't go and like try to go do a side quest, that NPC that you're looking for might be dead. That's happened to me on my first like playthrough. So you can, if getting the platinum for this game could be very challenging, simply because there's like this, your decisions determine what trophies you're gonna get. So I think most people, if you're getting this platinum, you're probably gonna end up beating the game at least 3 times. Like I said, I'm on my third, and I only needed 1 trophy for my third. Like, but yeah, if you look at this, I'm like, yo, this is a good looking game, bro. Like when I look at the world and just the textures, like, dog, look at these tiles. That look clean. That looks pretty damn clean. Like there's even some like reflections that, you know, you could see like the lighting and the reflections. It looks really good. And like I said, as far as I know, it's not ray tracing. They're using a different like lighting effect, which is one of the reasons I say ray tracing is very exaggerated and overblown. Because if you just use other lighting techniques, I think it looks comparable. I'll say comparable to like if you had ray tracing on without sacrificing 30% of your frames or whatever. So, bro, listen, and I'm gonna bring this up on Weapon Wheel, right? Jack, let me know. Let's say PlayStation is not right now. There's no Bloodborne remaster or remake in development. I would be on the phone with NeoWiz so quick, or Round 8. Bro, I would be hitting a line, bro. Why would I not be on the phone with them? I'm not talking about for an acquisition. I'm just talking about for a partnership. Like, bro, and you know, they do tease the game they want to do next at the end of this game. But bro, I'm hitting them up like, dog, we'll give you our IP to make a game. Let's do a partnership. It makes all the sense in the world. I don't know. You get to work on our, you know, long-awaited, highly, you know, demanded IP, and you also get to work on the game that you were clearly inspired by. That's why you made Lies of P. It's a win-win. I don't know why you wouldn't do it, but yeah, this hotel just, man, it's really good looking. Like the character models are good. The hotel looks very clean. The design, the architecture, and all that stuff, how it's crafted. So just a really good looking game, man. It's like, and they got like small attention to detail, right? Just like really small attention to detail with how they crafted, like, what is this, Victorian? And I don't know why I be doing this, because I just ended up doing stupid stuff in games. If you run and you change direction, he does like this slide. And I don't know, I like the sound effect for it. Completely random. I'm just saying. I really like the sound design too. This game got some good sound design. So they didn't cut no corners with this game, bro. They didn't cut no corners. All right, let me talk about some like gameplay mechanics and all that stuff. Let's go to Eugenie. I don't know why that's her name, but there's an accent over the E, so maybe that's not how you say it. I don't know. But the game has a weapon system where you can, of course, upgrade your weapons, and you can alter handles, right? Special weapons, you can't alter them. They are how they are. You can upgrade them, but you can't like alter them and combine their parts with other weapons. So there's 2 parts to a weapon. There's the handle, and of course, you know, the actual weapon. The handle determines your how do I put this? Yeah, the handle determines, you know, how your weapon scales, because as you can see on the right side where it says attack abilities, motivity D. Motivity is the equivalent to strength. Like I said, they be changing the names and stuff for this stuff. Motivity is strength, at least I believe. Technique is dexterity. Some people think it's the opposite, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And so some handles, as you could see, have better stats for motivity. Some handles have better stats for technique. and of course that affects the scaling of your weapon, how much it scales, how much damage scaling it does. So if you put, if you invest into technique and your technique is very high, these are very high stats, by the way, to be a new game +3. Um, my technique is very high, so if I have a weapon in the, for example, this special weapon, this is the sword that I pretty much I started using as my permanent weapon. I think it's like the best sword, best weapon in the game. Its technique is S tier, so that's above A tier. Um, so that's doing like maximum optimized damage because I have such high technique in my character, and the technique is on the weapon. I upgraded it to be S tier. So special, like I said, special weapons you cannot alter, and handles do determine the scaling. Now you can change the scaling, um, and the grades for some of these weapons. They allow you to do that by altering the handle. There's these things in the game called cranks. You find them throughout the game. You could buy them at some point. So motivity crank increases the motivity, technique crank, so you can change it, which is really cool. And I've like all the weapons that I've been interested in using, I've like changed and altered it to have a technique crank. Uh and you could, so as far as like how this works, right? Assembling weapons. The handle also determines the animation of the weapon, right? So let's say, yeah, like this bone cutting blade with the wintry rapier handle. The animation, if with that, the animation is going to be very different than if I put the bone cutting saw blade on this bramble curved sword handle, for example. So let's try that, right? Let's take this, yeah. And I got duplicates of some of these weapons, because obviously I've beaten the game multiple times. Let's see. Do I have two of these? Yeah. Well, let's take this for example, right? Lies. Let's take this. Yeah. Okay. So I got the same weapon but different handles. Same weapon, different handles. They both are gonna, attack differently. That's one. So this handle is a stabbing motion. That's the heavy attack. This weapon is a this handle is a slashing motion. So as you can see, it's different. You can cater it to your play style, whether you want a slashing motion or a stabbing motion. So the handle is kind of like the most important thing. Um, the actual weapon, that determines like those have actual weapon stats and attack damage and all that stuff. And um, it also, your reach matters, because if you put a knife, like some small butcher knife, on a handle instead of this the curved blade is obviously going to give you more reach. So I like this. I like this weapon crafting system. I thought it was pretty good because they got some the large heavy weapons and stuff, and they got your like medium sized swords. Like, what's the biggest weapon? Is probably this frozen feast. This thing is freaking huge. Uh, but obviously it's going to be very slow. It's going to do a lot of damage, but it's going to be slow as hell. Yeah. All right, so that's how the weapon system works. Let's talk about Legion arms. So there's different Legion arms. At first, when I played the demo, I'm like, yo, I don't see the point of this Legion arm because the base one they give you didn't really make sense. But you have different Legion arms that do different things. So all of them unlocked. You got the puppet string. That's kind of like the Scorpion. Get over here. You can grab puppets towards you. I don't think it works on big enemies. The full menace. That does an electric attack. The Flamberg, that does a flame attack. That's so the Flamberg and the Aegis, probably Aegis, to me are the best ones in the game. The Aegis, Flamberg, and the Falcon Eyes had some use case, some good use case. So you can use your Legion to do different things, and you can upgrade these, of course. When you upgrade them, for example, with the Flamberg upgraded, it eventually starts to burn a blue flame, which increases the output and the damage, I believe. And then if you press triangle, it does a blast. So, and some, and there's a good number of, I would say, a good enough amount of like status ailments in the game, like overheat, decay, which is acid, shock, and you can inflict these, and the enemies can inflict them on you. So, yeah, I like that. Grindstones. So Pulcinella, he sells the grind. Yeah, he sells the grindstones. I have all of these already. I'm overweight, really? Oh yeah, because I got this equipped. This is like the heaviest thing in the game. So you can change the grindstones here, and you have to buy them from Pulcinella. I think I'm saying his name right. And there's different ones: flame, electric, acid. This one increases your weapon critical rate. Destruction. That's kind of like that's the damage you do. That's the stagger damage you do when. Yeah, that's just stagger damage. This improves your guard, and this allows you to perfect guard regularly without actually timing it. To perfect guard, you have to block right before an enemy attack lands, which is, like I said, very important to this game. You can't get through this game without doing it. There are some enemies that are harder to, perfect guard than others because they have different attack patterns, all that stuff. So and some of these enemies have different attack phases. In some second phases, this is the grindstone that I've ended up using the most, especially on New Game Plus, because when there's the enemies that, blocking some of this stuff is damn near impossible. And right now I have the ability to use 2 of these. We're gonna get to the P organ, which is the skill tree. Right now I can use 2 of these, and they come in really clutch, especially when the bosses who have these like really strong attacks and the really quick attacks, that is like the really fast rapid attacks. Those are hard. Some of those are really hard to block. So you just do that, you block, and it also does destruction damage to them. It gets them to stagger, and then you could do a heavy attack to completely stun them and get like a fatal attack on them. Let's look at the P organ real quick, which is just a skill tree. Fancy name for the skill tree. And I've unlocked, up to like phase 5. I'm about to get this, which is, this gives you the ability to, you can block Fury attacks. Fury attacks are the red unblockable attacks. You could just block it with a guard. Like I said, the only way to block Fury attacks is to perfect block them. Just block at the right time, and it becomes a perfect block. So if you try to regular block these attacks and you don't time it right, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna take like direct damage. So this you can only get this in New Game Plus though. You can only unlock up to like phase 5 in you know your first run, and then 6 and 7, because if they let you get this in your first run, the game will probably be way too easy. So yeah, this is, so I don't have any, you have to get quartz. You usually get quartz by beating enemies throughout the game, special enemies, and they're located at certain areas in the game. I don't even have any quartz to show y'all, but yeah, so when you are unlocking an ability, like let's say the stagger window, right? Okay, so the stagger, to unlock this, I have to put 4 quartz in here, and as you can see, there's 4 slots. But you also get to choose like an additional ability, an additional effect, you know, to unlock that move. So so the things I chose is increased stagger damage, enhanced special resistance, increased weapon durability, recovery speed. So it's like skills within the skills that you're unlocking, you get to choose, and you actually have to unlock all the different cells before you actually are unlocking, you know, like for example, add amulet slots 1, I have to fill in 2 of these, which I did, to actually unlock the amulet slot. So that's how it works. I really like this skill tree. I think it's actually full of useful things that do help you out in the game, because there's nothing worse than having a game full of stupid skills that you can unlock that you don't give a damn about. That's, you know, that's really annoying. What else I need to get into? Hold on. What up, bro? What else is there? Legion Arms, Grindstones, Cube's Wishstone. So Cube's Wishstone, it's kind of, see, it's strange because it's kind of the most useless thing in the game, at least in, you know, in your first run. Yeah, you can choose. In your first run of the game, the Cube's Wishstone is kind of like, okay, I didn't use specters. Specters are when you summon allies to help you in a boss fight. I didn't use specters in my first run. I think you shouldn't use them. I think in New Game Plus it's okay, but I don't think you should use them in your first run. That's my opinion. I think you should beat the game actually by yourself without any help from the AI. So that's why I would say, to me, originally, it's not useful. But in New Game Plus, some of these bosses, most of them are still pretty easy in New Game Plus. But there are a few that, like, I don't know, the scaling on New Game Plus just made them like crazy hard. And that's when I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely using a Spectre in this situation. And to buy these, the currency to buy these is the fruit bearing tree or whatever the hell they call it. I'm gonna go to it. And it just seems kind of like, I just don't know like the real reason why they designed it this way, that you have to, maybe they think it's a little bit more valuable than we do. Maybe they think like this is overpowered, because yeah, it's the gold coin tree and you have to pick coins from it, and there's a timer. So you see the timer every, like, what is that? Yeah, every 8 minutes or 9 minutes. What is it? 1 or 2 coins grow on the tree, and you can like pick those coins. So essentially, if you want like a full tree, and it still runs while you're like, the game is still technically running, like even if you're not playing. So if I turn this off right now and come back in like an hour or something like that, it's gonna have the full 8. So it's not only when you're playing the game, I believe. I'm pretty sure. So you get these coins, and oh yeah, I'm still at the beginning of New Game Plus, so this is not open. So you get the coins, you go to the alchemist in here, and you can buy the cubes. You can buy the cubes, and the cube, and they have different effects. Like the cube I use that I think is the most beneficial is you can restore your Spectre's HP. So you're fighting a boss, you can use your Spectre to aggro the boss, so they're not paying attention to you. So your AI is attacking the boss. They're gonna take a lot of damage. They're gonna take a lot of damage, so you're gonna need to heal them, especially in like the harder, the harder boss fights. They're gonna get clapped, so you're gonna need to heal them. But I don't know. I just don't know why they made it this thing where it's this tree and you have to wait for wait for this countdown to get them, because maybe they do think it's a little bit overpowered, and it is, like I said, it is useful on certain bosses towards the end of the game. Talked about P organ, something I didn't like, but I guess maybe they didn't have enough time to implement stats based on your outfits, because these are just cosmetics. These don't actually have any contribution to your stats or your attributes or nothing like that. These are completely just cosmetic. But there's enough systems in the game that kind of make sense that, like, okay, your outfit doesn't do anything. I guess there's enough other systems in the game to determine what your character stats are. So I guess it's not a huge problem. So yeah, I was a little bit thrown off though when I realized that the costumes are completely cosmetic. But fine. Side quests in the game are good. You gotta do, I think you really gotta get into them in order to definitely get certain trophies and certain platinums. So side quests are important and they're interesting. They're actually good. Like I talked about, telling the lie versus the truth, that's gonna have certain implications on what happens in the game and what type of ending you get, because there are multiple endings, mainly determined if you lie or tell the truth, and some specific choices you make. Let me go into my inventory. And there's a bunch of things you collect throughout the game. The records, that's a trophy. The game has a bunch of notes that actually add to the lore and stuff. These gestures, most Souls games have these gestures. They're kind of like a staple. But you need these for the platinum also. That's a trophy. These, like I said, those are the costumes, the amulets. I didn't touch on the amulets. I got some of them. I obviously have copies of these because I've beaten the game multiple times, so that's why I have 2 or 3 of the same amulet. And these amulets have different effects. I have a slot. I have 4 slots. You can unlock 5 total. And the ones I usually use are the Red Fox amulet, which gives me additional motivity and technique, pretty much more damage. The technique amulet, more damage. The Arm of God amulet, this literally just gives you increases your physical damage when you land attacks. The more you land like attacks, I think it goes up to like 3 or 4 attacks. Each attack will do more damage. And these have weights. All of these have different weights to them. And all of these things, the defense parts, the amulets, the weapon, they all have, different weights, the Legion arm. So that's why it's important. All these stats are important depending on what you're going for. But like that capacity, and they did release a patch that allows you to, that decrease your weight overall. but capacity is very important if you want to be able to like actually take advantage of all this stuff that you want to equip. This one, the Conquering amulet, when you do a perfect guard, that's also going to increase your weapon attack and weapon damage. But sometimes there's the other amulets sometimes I have equipped are this Iron Wall amulet, which increases physical damage reduction rate, increases this Assassin's amulet, increases critical attack. I use that sometimes. I did use this increased weight limit amulet. There's like 2 different types of them. I use it at some point, but when I got my capacity high enough, I didn't need it anymore. I also use this increased max amount of HP, stamina, and Legion. This is a good amulet if you're farming. Increase the amount of Ergo, which is souls, that you get in the game, that you get for killing enemies. Increase stamina recovery. I've used that sometimes. Restores HP continuously. See, stuff like rings. Well, they're rings in other games, but like stuff like this, it sounds good, but in execution, it don't really be helping much. Cause like the HP that it heals, it's not helping you at all. Like it's like healing that much. Like it seems like 1 HP every like I don't know how quick, but especially in a boss fight, it's not helping you at all. Maybe when you're just going through levels, it helps, but when you fighting a boss that can probably kill you in 3, 4, 5 direct hits, it increasing your HP that little by little isn't going to help you. Increase max HP, increase max stamina. Most of these Souls games have something like this. The only thing is like the amount of HP it increases just isn't really helping you much once again. So in a lot of these cases, you're just better off, going for damage output instead of like survivability. So yeah. And these other defense parts, this is just for decreasing your physical damage reduction rate also. These converters. This is mainly for damage reduction regarding the status ailments. If you get hit with electric, fire, acid attacks, that's what that controls. Is if you actually how much those status ailments affect you, because you can get overheat, which is when you get burned too much and all that stuff. Disruption cartridges, actually, same thing. Reduction rate for shock, break, disruption, and this is for the type. These liners are for like the type of attack the enemy does. So if it's enemy that does slash attack, strike attack, pierce attacks, you may want to change this, because I do that. I change it depending on the boss I'm facing, on the area I'm at, because they all have different types of attack animations. What else? Let me see what else I ain't talk about yet. So let me go somewhere. I think I could play and talk about the rest. Let me try to get to the next boss. I hope for this review's sake, that the next boss I'm up to is an easy one. I can't remember who the next boss is going to be in here. I really can't remember. But the boss designs are impressive, because they tried to make each boss unique, and I felt like they accomplished that, and they used different inspirations, especially in like some of the second phases, like the King of Puppets is this big, huge, this big hulking puppet like robot. And then his second phase is like the puppet inside of him named Romeo, who was controlling him. I like Champion Victor because he's like pretty much like a wrestler. So they came up with different different inspirations for their boss types. So I really like that. They got creative with it, and I think that's a good thing. The bosses, their attacks and um just the type of boss they are, I feel like there's enough variety there. I don't think any boss really feels the same. Because when you play some other games, some of those bosses can start to blend together. Oh, this is just a big hulking stupid monster type that you can kind of exploit, go by, stay by their legs. I feel like this game really has good diversity and like variety in the bosses, and especially its design, how they actually look aesthetically, all that stuff. So I think the bosses are really well designed. My favorite boss, my favorite boss actually might be the nameless. Let me see. It's either the nameless puppet, or let me look up a list. Yeah. I think I think yeah, I think my favorite bosses are Laxia the Complete. I think it's Laxia the Complete, right? Yeah, Laxasia the Complete, because I think that really tests your reflexes that the game has been training you up to that point. I think it really tests your reflexes, and the nameless puppet does as well. That second phase is a little bit really is kind of cheap on both of them, but I think those really test your reflexes, and I think those are my favorite two bosses. Um, yeah, Laxasia. I think she's number one though. Definitely number one. A little cutscene here, and you could skip these, of course. A little backstab. So in this game, like, you do take damage if you just block an attack. So if you successfully block an attack, you're gonna take essentially like chip damage, right? You see, so but if I attack the enemy, I get that back. But if I get hit again, then I would lose. If I get hit again directly, then I would lose all of that health. So see, I lose all of that health plus more. And it's the same thing for enemies. It's the same thing for bosses, the same thing for enemies. If I attack them, you see like that little like, you see the opacity, the transparent, I should say the transparency on their health bar. They could gain that back if they attack me. The only way to not take any damage at all, at least early on, is to do perfect blocks. That's a perfect block. You can always tell by the sound. And sometimes on certain enemies that you don't fight a lot, it's hard to time it. And something I think is very important in any game that has like a parry system, the sound effect for the parry mechanic has to be very satisfying. To me, that's one of the best things in gaming, is landing a good parry, and it has a great sound effect to it. This game has a good sound effect to doing a perfect block or a parry. That wasn't one. That was just a hard attack. I didn't. Yeah, completely missing. Yeah, it's easier to do on certain enemies, like especially the enemies that when you're used to their attack patterns, it's easier to do it on them. And one of the things about this game, one thing that makes it hard to do the the perfect block sometimes is a lot of these enemies have like really, see, I did it right there. A lot of these enemies have like long windup animations where, okay, it always like almost makes you false start. You almost like it's like you always do a false start because you think the attack is coming out way quicker than it actually is. Way quicker. There's no game audio? What? You serious? All this time? Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Why is there no game audio? Wait. You're right. There is no. Why did nobody tell me all this time? I actually don't know why there's not no game audio. Wait a second. Hold on. You thought it was on purpose. Okay. I guess it could be on purpose. Why is there no game audio? Hold on. There you go. Now there's game audio. Now you should hear it. I forgot to. Something was wrong in OBS. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot to mention that you could break enemy weapons, if you perfect parry enough, which is cool to do. I'm actually not sure if you could break. Can you break boss weapons? Mini bosses, I know you could break their weapons, but like the big bosses, like the main bosses, can you actually break their weapons? I'm not sure. I think that's a really cool, mechanic, because when you break their weapon, they do less damage, and they obviously have less reach. Because literally you break their weapon in half, they have to be closer to you to hit you. So I think it's really cool. They told me 45 minutes ago. I don't remember that. So this is the alchemist Giangio that I actually need to talk to. He's the alchemist that you buy the cubes from. So he's he just gave me one. I think he goes back to the hotel after this. It's either after you talk to him, he goes back to the hotel, or after I beat the boss in this area, he'll go back to the hotel. So yeah, I was just explaining, how blocking and perfect blocking works. You take, as I said, you will take chip damage, which shows up as a transparent health bar, but you can get that health back when you land attack on the enemy. Fury attacks are the unblockable attacks that enemies do, and you'll know because they glow red. So let me try to do it again so y'all can actually hear that very satisfying yeah, there we go, that very satisfying sound of a perfect block. It's a very satisfying sound, especially when you land the perfect block in them clutch situations where, like, yo, if I don't land this perfect block, I'm probably gonna die. It's probably over for me. This is, when you in the zone, when you ultra instinct and you land that perfect block. And some of these perfect blocks, bro, like, your vision be obscured when it's like one of those attacks where the enemies jump in the air and they levitate in the air, which seems to be forever. And you just gotta like wait now, wait, am I going the wrong way, right way? I really can't remember. Hold on. No, it's this way, right? What else? Oh yeah, it's also very important, obviously, to land the perfect blocks, because you do stagger damage to it's stagger damage to the enemies. It's called destruction damage. It's called destruction damage when you do perfect blocks, and the destruction damage causes stagger, and eventually their health bar is gonna glow white. When their health bar glows white, then you could do a heavy attack, and that heavy attack is going to put them in stun. And then you could do what's called a fatal attack, which is, when you walk up to them, do the animation and all that good stuff. Let me see if I could. So let me see if I could get him stunned. If I do this long enough, come on. Come on, bro. See, now his health bar, oh shit. His health bar is glowing white. If I do a heavy attack, now he's stunned. And I could do that. So when you're fighting bosses, that's really important. And of course, every weapon's heavy attack, fatal attack. Oh, I didn't even talk about Fable Arts because I don't really use Fable Arts that much. Fable Arts do have a good use. Like if you're out of stamina, or if you need to push a boss, get a boss to be stunned, and your heavy, for example, maybe your heavy attack takes too long, or you just out of stamina. Using the Fable attack is good for that too. That's the Fable attack for this weapon. Every weapon's Fable attack is different. There's an amulet that scales weapons damage with how many Fable slots you got. Yeah, there is that. There's also an amulet that allows you to dodge Fury attacks, because like I said, the only way to block a Fury attack is to perfect block it. I actually don't have, even though I've beaten this game 2 times, I still don't have the amulet. You get it by trading in one of the boss's souls to the Alidoro who has like all the special weapons, and he allows you to trade when you kill a boss. You get the boss souls, and you could trade that boss's souls or special weapons, or you could just use their actual souls as ergo to like level up your character. Always use it for the special weapons and the special amulets. And for some reason, I don't know why, I did not use the boss's soul to get the amulet yet, which I don't need it anymore, because like I said, I just used the grinder, which gives me perfect block, and like I said, at the P organ, I'm unlocking the ability to just to block Fury attacks. These stargazers are just campfires where you can switch Legion arms, send weapons, do all this. You can do all that stuff here. I've never used storage in this game. I've never like purposely put anything in storage. When you get items and you can't hold them on you in your bag, they just automatically go into storage. So I've never had a reason to manually put anything into storage. What else haven't I talked about? So ergo, as you can see, I got 80,000 ergo right now, and I'm drastically over leveled, right? These are some crazy stats. If I try to level up, so it takes, where is it? For me to level up. So yeah, it takes 22,000 ergo for me to level up at this point each time, right? 22,000. I'm so like over leveled, even like barely anything changes for me anymore. So you see how like if I try to increase vitality, like bro, it's just going from, my defense is going from 301 to 302. HP is going from 822 to 826. The HP amount is normal, but the physical, that's because I'm so like highly leveled that like bro, like it's not even making a difference no more. Nothing else is changing. It's diminishing returns because I'm so high leveled at this point. It's diminishing returns, and they're trying to like scale me. So, and I know me and Jack had talked about this. I had said when you die in this game and you lose, and you drop your souls, let's say you die again, you still don't lose all your souls completely, even if you don't have an item. There is an item that allows you to lose even less souls, but if you die, you don't lose all the souls. I think they cut it in half. Like if I die right now, I don't have no item equipped for it. If I die right now, Let me try to get killed right now. Oh wait, this is where I came from. Oh yeah, you can so it's interesting. They have this system with pulse cells. Pulse cells are your health packs, right? That's a pulse cell. Now, if you run out, if you use up all of your pulse cells, you go into what's called a discharge state, and once you're discharged, there's like benefits to it. You'll like do more damage, and all of this stuff. You know, some of this stuff you can unlock in the P organ, but you'll do more damage. There's benefits to, you know, they're pretty much like it's kind of like just trying to help you out, because even though you don't have anything else to heal you, now you're in a discharge state, so you're gonna do a little bit more damage or whatever it is, so you still get a buff, but that's not necessarily a state you want to be in either, right? So it's kind of like a desperate state to be in. It's not where you want to be, even though it gives you a slight buff. But if you land attacks on enemies, even though I don't have any more, even though I don't have any more, he's going to do that animation because I don't have any more, it'll start to refill the more I attack an enemy. So it'll only refill up to 1. You know, and then you have to use it and then do more attacks to fill up that one cell. So let me just kill myself real quick. So I had 79,000. Cool, right? I'm just making sure I'm not tripping. Oh, and there goes Giangio right there.
Gold.
Yeah. So right now, so if I pick that up, I get the 79,000 back. But if I kill myself again, oh, now it went to 26,000. It was even less than I thought. It was less than half. So yeah, it's like you lose near a third, or 2/3 rather. It's like you lose 2/3 of what you had. So now I'm back down to 26,000. Okay, interesting. See, so the game is still nice to you, because other Souls games, like, bro, if you don't get back your souls, you're losing all of those. And some Souls games, you have to kill the enemy. Like, I think there was like 1 or 2 you had to actually kill the enemy to get your souls back that killed you. Here, it's just sitting there. Which boss is in this area? I can't remember. Oh no, it's the worst one. I might as well do it though. Oh, not the Archbishop, bro. Well, no, actually, the Archbishop is only hard the first time. I think I could beat the Archbishop easy to on New Game Plus. So I'm actually not mad at that. I think the Archbishop is pretty easy. He's only hard the first time you play him. What else? Oh, one thing you shouldn't sleep on in this game, because I didn't really use them at first, but they do come in clutch in certain situations, in certain like difficult boss situations, is throwable items. I'm gonna say there's 2 bosses in particular where throwable items really help. So don't sleep on them throwable items. For the most part, like I said, I don't use them for the most part, but in certain situations, they can help, especially when if you have a Spectre out, which, like I said, I don't recommend using a Spectre unless you are on New Game Plus. But in certain situations, you could let the AI distract the boss, and then you just stay away and throw items. And then you know, once you run out of if you run out of those items, gotta be careful on these, because so many people, I'm pretty sure this is like one of the areas in the game most people have died at, not because of bosses, but because if you fall from these pillars, you're gonna die. So yeah, don't sleep on them throwable items in certain situations. I think I've talked about everything, man. I think I talked about everything. These are the console settings. I obviously turned off motion blur. One thing that's actually a little bit annoying is, and I turned this down to 4, but I actually think it's probably better at 3, because sometimes, right, there'll be an enemy in front of me, but my character will lock onto the enemy like 10, 15 feet. Like, bro, why am I even locked on this dude? So 5 is way too much. I've had it on 4, and I still feel like that's that's too much. So I think 3 is actually the proper lock on distance degree. I think that's the right one. I don't think I messed with, no, I did turn this down. This was way too high. This was on 5 by default, this horizontal camera movement speed. I remember when I first played it, I'm like, yo, why is this camera sliding so hard? So I turned that down. Of course, I played Jack, if you there, I need you to, I know there ain't no way you played on quality. I know you played this in performance. I know you. There ain't no way you beat this game on quality at 30 frames. Ain't no way you did that. All right, so I think that's. I'm probably gonna get hit by a boulder still. Yeah. So I think I've covered everything I really wanted to talk about in my review. Like I think I got pretty deep into the systems and mechanics of the game. There's a Trinity door around here. Did I get the second Trinity key? Did I get the second Trinity key? Maybe I did. I can't remember. I'm not dumb. Just walked right into it. I did. Quality. Oh, I didn't get it? Oh, okay. I don't even need it really, but I still need to see dude at the end of the game and tell that lie. So that's the only reason I really even care about still getting Trinity keys. But I can get that at any point. That ain't nothing. So I think I've covered like all my bases. If there's any questions, anything I didn't touch on, y'all let me know. And I think I enjoy doing my reviews this way. If there's, and I think I'm gonna do them this way going forward too. I definitely think I prefer doing it this way, because I can actually show you in real time, you know, go over everything. It's more of a conversation. I think I like it this way better. Come on. There's gonna be a monster in there. Do I have enough pulse cells to beat him? Got the Flamberg. I should be able to kill him, I think. Oh yeah, he got that big blocking arm, which makes him Jesus Christ, bro. Relax. Really? That's corny. I hate it. Oh, and look, no, this is the one problem in the game. Sometimes the camera does screw you. Sometimes the camera does screw you and you can't get stuck in a corner and you literally can't see nothing. Oh, he's actually about to kill me. I'm stuck. AG, do you end your Zoom meetings with any questions, comments, or concerns? No, because I'm usually not the one leading the Zoom meeting. In my Zoom meetings, I'll be trying to avoid any attention on me. I mean, I talk in my Zoom meetings, you know, with my coworkers and supervisor and all that stuff, but you know, I'll be chilling. Everybody be chilling. You know, nobody really wants to talk during the Zoom meeting. Nobody really wants to, but you do it if you have to. All right, so I'm almost near the Archbishop, so I'm gonna beat him, and then that's gonna be the end of my review. Just double checking. I touched on everything. There's a side quest in here. I don't really gotta do this.
I can't die.
Yeah, and I like the you know, I like the certain aspects of the story, especially like the petrification disease and, you know, Geppetto and all that stuff. Not, you know, not spoiling anything. Goddamn trap. And you know how it plays on him, you know, becoming a real boy or not. And it's crazy because I'm pretty sure this game still, like, no matter how much you level up, this game still scales enemies to you, because like you see how freaking crazy my health is. 66 vitality and how long that health bar is, but these regular enemies are still like doing huge chunks of damage to it, so it still feels like they be scaling. When you're getting an AC Mirage live stream review, you won't. You won't, because I will not be drop that game like a bad habit. That game is not good. No bueno. And I got Decay. So Decay is one of those so the status ailment does damage to you over time, and it also, that's the other thing I didn't mention, your weapon degradation. The grindstone, even though you could use the grindstone to give your weapon a certain effect, but you can also use it to sharpen your weapon back when it's been decayed, or when you're blocked. When you blocked, like when you block or do an attack, that does bring down your weapon durability and all that stuff. So yeah. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. Why are you not like stunned yet, bro? See? Regular enemies can still kill me. Even how overpowered I am, how overly leveled I am, could still get killed by regular enemies. AC Mirage is garbage, bro. I'm sorry. That's just if they gave that game to a team that actually knew what they were doing, like their A team, oh, it would be a fantastic game. But it's bad, bro. They gave it to their team that they got in the basement somewhere. They didn't give that to their A team. That's how they treat in that game, and it's a shame. I'm just trying to get to the Archbishop. Oh my God, you're kidding me. Literally just trying to get to the Archbishop, and y'all getting in my way. They have no business still doing this type of damage. I'm gonna be real with you. There's no reason they should still be doing this type of damage. dude's a bozo, bro. Real talk. I don't even gotta fight you. But. And here comes his. Get out of here, bro. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, look at my health. Why is this regular enemy? This game could still like piss you off. Why is this regular enemy, as over level as I am, why is this regular enemy able to like do that much damage on me? Like, come on, dog. What are we doing here? Y'all just like, it's like it completely negates the fact that I've done all this work to like level up my character sometimes. It's like completely negates it, damn. Alright, I'm done playing with y'all. Trying to get to this damn boss, and y'all annoying me. I really don't feel like dealing with him, actually. Freaking meathead. Come on. Main message is in the chat. Trying to play Lords of the Fallen and forgot to add stuff to chat.
Damn it. I can't find the way out. Monsters everywhere. I need to grab my share and leave.
Just dropped in. Have you played Lords of the Fallen yet? Constantly crashes with my 7950 and 4090 game is good, but needs a performance patch. I bought the game. It's actually downloaded, but oh, here's Aladora.
Sure, I don't need you to know who I am. I'm Alec. I'm looking for... Do you know of a place? Vanini work?
No, I bought it, but I haven't played. I'm waiting for a patch.
I have a lot of...
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though there's been a lot of good games this year, I've gotten used to waiting like a month or two, maybe 3 months for a patch to play, you know, the optimized version of a game. I'm just like, all right, fine. At this point, it gives me more time to just play something else. So sometimes I don't be mad at it. Y'all, when y'all release this patch, and it's never gonna be the first patch. It's probably never gonna be the second patch. Really, that's good like that. It'd be like you probably gotta wait till like the third, fourth patch before you play the game. That's what I say. Where's that ladder? Is there a ladder to kick down somewhere? so now I'm at the Archbishop, which on your original playthrough will definitely be like everybody's first difficulty spike. But the second time around, he's actually becomes one of the easier bosses, I think. Because I remember my second playthrough, like I said, this is New Game Plus. My second playthrough, I beat him on the first try because I knew exactly what to do and I kind of still remembered his timing. I'm gonna try to do this without a Spectre, but I'm gonna be real with you if I die a few times. I'm gonna use a Spectre because I ain't trying to be here forever to prove something, because I already proved it already. Do I need anything? Let me see. Do I need anything else? Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah, I'm waiting on the performance patch for that. And they got some good animations for these bosses. You know, these good opening scenes for them. They'd be good. So Oh, I was muted. Well, I was muted. But yeah, as you can see, he's honestly not that difficult. My bad, I was muted. I just went to the bathroom real quick and came back and forgot I was muted. But yeah, honestly the key to beating the Archbishop is learning like his timing, because his timing is the timing on the leg attacks. Those are actually pretty easy to time. And in the second phase, I've never even fought that other end of him, like the snake part. I've never even fought that thing. I go completely to the other side and fight the side that I was familiar with in the first phase, because it's the same. It's essentially turns into the same boss fight. So I avoid that other thing. I've never even fought that thing. I don't know none of its attacks. I don't know none of its patterns. I don't even deal with it. I just go straight to the side that you fought in the first phase. So yeah, it's really not that hard. It's really hard your first time playing it, because you don't know the attacks and the patterns and all that stuff. But once you get it down, like, some of those are very, very easy to perfect block. Yeah, that's it. I was able to beat him on the first try. I thought I might die because I was a little bit sloppy in the first phase. I was a little bit sloppy with the perfect parries, but managed to pull it off. So yeah, that is my that's my Lies of P review, man. I think I covered everything. Got some gameplay, got some boss fights, got into all the mechanics and stuff. Some of the items, I didn't talk about all these, little throwable items. Souls games always got these like little items that you probably don't even use that much. This sometimes you could use this. It cures your status ailments. These do and give you resistance. These are some of the throwable items. Like I said, in certain situations, these can be useful. Boss souls and regular souls. Yeah, these are like materials to upgrade your weapons. This is all like weapon upgrade materials and stuff. So I believe I have covered everything. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. Hit the like button. Let me know if y'all enjoyed this way of the review. And I will catch y'all on the next review. That would probably be Spider-Man, I think. Yeah, I think that would probably be Spider-Man. My prediction for Spider-Man Metacritic is an 88, by the way. I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident this game will not stay in the 90s. Spider-Man 2. Pretty confident that we're not getting it's another game that's going to be a high 80, which seems to be like where a lot of these are landing. I think it's an 88. So I think that's the next game I'm doing a review on. Hit the like button, follow me on Twitter, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Check out Weapon Wheel Podcasts. I'm out, y'all. Peace. How long was that? Let me check. How long was that review? That was about an hour and 30 minutes. Okay. All right, y'all. Good live stream. I'm out. Peace.